Oh, okay. All right, good. I see I'm live now. So, I haven't been on live for a while. Um, I've had, some personal things going on, but I thought I'd cover this because, I ran into this channel. Let me post it in the, let me post it in the chat. See if I can get this. Shoot. Okay. I'll figure it out. But, um, I don't know how to do Sorry, I'm running into some issues here. Okay, so the one thing I ran into this channel, right? I'll post the link later, or you can look it up yourself if you want to. I ran into this channel. It's called Midwest Audits, and what he does, and he sometimes goes out with this very intelligent female. And what they do is they go out, like in the video that I was just watching, and I've watched a lot of them. One of them is in a town called Naperville, and I live in a state called Illinois, right? So to me, it makes like it's almost like hometown to me, right? Even though I don't live there, but or in that city, um, but it's called the audit is called, or the protest, whichever way you want to put it, is called Midwest. Well, I'm sorry. The description is trans women are men. Now, a lot of people, he puts the sign up, right? He has a nice big sign and he just walks along maybe a corner or a street, and he puts the sign up and says trans women are men. And it's very simple. A man cannot change into a woman. Like me, I'm a male, right? And I'll say it this way. I was born with a penis and testicles. And that makes me a man. If I dress up like a woman, I'm still a man, right? Even though I think that, to be honest with you, I think that is disgusting. Um, Here, let me see if I can copy and paste this. And so, without, if like women, in other words, women will always be women, right? And without a man and a woman, I wouldn't exist, right? Um, and you wouldn't exist. Whoever might watch this video, I know I don't see anybody live on my live stream right now, but a man and a woman procreate, to make a baby. You know, a, One of the intelligent things that I saw, that I this female is extremely intelligent, because she just in these protests, or this activism that they do, is when people get angry and say no, trans women are women. She breaks it down really well. I can't do it as well as she can, uh but it's very simple. Men are men, women are women. And the other crazy thing that comes into play with this for me is that kids um get confused, uh you know with what, like, get kids get confused with, like, whether they're a male or female because of these kind of things, and they're not. They're a baby is a male or a female, that's it. Just like the way I was born a baby boy, right? I'm a male, and a grown male, just like a girl. I mean, And the other one other thing that I've thought about this is that like gay people, um, which I don't care. I mean, even in the Bible, it's not. And I'm not even religious. I'm bringing this up just because people who are religious know this, that that it's like a sin to be gay or whatever. I'm not going to read any verses. Again, I'm not religious, but um like a lot of people when they protest, it's like what do they say? It's not it's not Adam and Steve, it's Adam and Eve, right? Which I think it's funny as hell. Uh but that's just like, but in this day and age right now where we're living in this so-called woke community where you can be whatever you want to be. You can identify yourself as whatever you want to be. And that's like, what? Like, I mean, it's freedom of speech and freedom of all that, but it's just not the way we were born to be. I mean, um and yeah, yeah, it's hard for me to talk about this subject, but um kids get sexually abused. It happens all the time. And when they get sexually abused when they're children, you know they experience sex from the same sex. Oh, a lot of people, like, if a boy, for example, um goes to a Boy Scout camp or whatever. I've never been to one, but they get they I've heard of people get sexually abused from men, um to to you know to little boys. And uh sorry. And the thing for me is like, that's how that's one of the reasons why kids start thinking that, because sexual feelings um get introduced to them by, let's say, a boy and a man. So then they either like it, they hate it. Obviously they hate it because they didn't consent to it, right? But then they become like gay because they memorize it in their mind what happened to them. And then they might even do it. I don't know, I mean, I don't know. I'm speculating, right? They might do it to other people or other boys. I don't know for sure, but um hold on. Let me see if I can post this. One second. Um Anybody watching right now, but I'm trying to get it up here. Damn. Forgot how to do it. Um so just watch Midwest Audits, the description I'm trying to make is that, and if you haven't been listening, is that trans women cannot be men. I'm sorry, trans women are men. I'm sorry. I see. That's the confusing part about that sign, is that people, when they see the sign, they misconstrued it, right? They get confused over it. And that's like, if you think logically, men cannot be a woman. Even if you even if you dress up like women, or if you try to have a sexual change operation, you were still born as an adult or a male uh, human being. So, um, you know what? I just thought of something right now, and I remember when I was in college, and um, I was like 21, and I had a bunch of friends, guy friends, that we would all go clubbing. Right, we'd go to a music club, and there was a club called Crowbar. I don't know if it's still there. I don't go clubbing anymore. But it was a club called Crowbar. And actually, Dennis Rodman used to go there here and there. And he would dress up like a female. I don't know. I don't know what happened to him. But, he has his own personal issues, which we don't, I don't know all of it about. I don't care. But anyway, the story I'm trying to make, that I'm trying to tell you, is that when I went there, and it was like drag queen night. I didn't know when I went there. I didn't go there because it was drag queen night. I just wanted to go party, um, dance, and listen to music. And I remember I asked a female to dance, and she had a friend, and she said yes, but I'm with a friend, so you have to find another guy friend to dance with her. So I did. I found a guy friend, and honestly, that guy friend was not attracted to her friend, but he said, "I'll take the hit for you." So we ended up dancing, and one of the guys in our group uh, asked a drag queen to dance, but he didn't. I guess he didn't know that she was a guy, because she was all dressed up in a dress and makeup and all that. And he asked him to dance, which he thought that he was she. And and like, for me, I didn't kiss that girl, that female. We just danced. We didn't even hug or anything. This guy in the group that we were with started making out with this guy, or this trans woman, or this drag queen. And I was watching this, like, and I told my friend, probably my best friend in the group, he was Puerto Rican, or he is Puerto Rican. And I was telling him, does he know that person he's making out with is a guy? And he's just staring at it like he couldn't believe it, right? Like me too. I couldn't believe it either. And and then we were laughing in a way, but just thinking about it right now, I'm laughing. But uh, and on the way home, we were driving. I don't know. I didn't drive, but on the way home, he was bragging the whole time about how he made out with this beautiful woman. And then I was telling my we I call he was Puerto Rican, so I just called him Rican. So it's like a short name. Just like my name is Ricardo, but a lot of people just call me Ricky. Um and I was telling Rican, man, does he know that he was making out with a guy? Because he was bragging about it the whole way home. Man, do you see how hot that woman was that, that I made out with? And then I said, man, Rican, you better tell him, man, because that I don't know. I don't know if he's gay. I don't know if he rolls that way, But he's like, "No, I'm not gonna tell him." I was like, "All right, I'm gonna do it then." So I told him, I was like, you know that you were making out and dancing with a man?" He said, "Oh no, you're just jealous, man. You're just jealous." I'm I'm like, "Nah, man, that was a guy." And I was trying to explain to him, it was drag queen night. You were dancing with a drag queen, which is a man. And he got pissed off, right? Which, whatever. But that's kind of the point of that, my own personal story about how trans women are men. And Midwest Audits um, makes um, a great he has a great channel to um, to do to talk about that, because without that conversation or that protest or activism, um, you know, it wouldn't be exposed. It is exposed, but it wouldn't be properly exposed on the street, um, like physically on the street and verbally. And you know what he gets, and that female that he's with, sometimes they get angry, like, "You better shut up," and all this stuff, and they got f bombs and everything. And it's crazy, man, because it's crazy how people get so. There's some people that get really angry about it, but then there's people that actually like beep to say, "Yes, you're right," and all this. And it's great to see that, because there are people that recognize that he's telling the truth. And some people, with their they don't have common sense anymore, so um, they have to get told it in a scientific manner, which to me is crazy. Like, how? Why would you? Why would you need to go that far for you to be told the truth about um, what gender you really are? You know. So, I mean, the thing is, here's the thing. I'm gonna end my live on this. with Without, if let's say everyone was gay, like I'm gay, males, all males are gay. I'm not gay, but if all males are gay and all women are gay, and they don't have sex with um each other, we would all die at some point, right? That's how procreation exists. That's how we were made. I mean, I'm not saying we were made to have sex, but that's how babies, get born. And so, trying to figure out how to frickin' hold on. Hmm, I forgot how to do that. I'm trying to figure it out. I'll come back and put it on there. I'm gonna end the live right now.